I just wanted to ask of you if you wouldn't mind if you live in the New York City tri-state area, be it Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, or Staten Island, and you'd be interested in help covering the Scientology buildings in Manhattan, on West 46th Street, 125th Street, and the Celebrity Center, which I believe is on 82nd Street. Please drop me a line at DrBreggieP 5 at gmail.com. But I forgot a few things. I just wanted to thank Aaron for giving us the chance to cover these Scientology buildings and see what's going on there. My partner Steve had a little more luck than I did in actually engaging one of their members in meaningful conversation. I had to tend to my doctor's appointments, and I had quite a few. I just wanted to know if anyone in the New York City tri-state area would be interested in becoming a Squirrel Squad member and covering the West 46th Street building, the 125th Street building, or the Celebrity Center. I hope I have an interaction with my friend Douglas at the Celebrity Center, so I do intend on going there myself, and I'd like to know how he could just drop his friends like he did, and including his sons, for Scientology. I just feel torn up inside about the way that he left us. I think that it was really bad. Scientology is nothing more than a cult, and I'd like some help exposing. New York City is the largest city in our great country, and right now we only have 2 people covering it. So New York City really deserves to be covered 24/7, and I desperately need your help in doing so. I ask of you to help me cover these buildings and Celebrity Center, to expose them for what they are, child abusers. They force them to work for slave wages. They make the adults work for slave wages. it's really horrible. But I'm gonna need some help. Uh, Natalie and Aaron gave me one person to help me, but I'm gonna need a little bit more help to cover 3 buildings 24/7, and I will share their channels with you once we get our acts all finalized and we get our coverage taken care of. But I'm asking for just a little help. So do I have any New York City people out there? Any New York City cats out there? Guess not. But maybe you can help me if you know someone from New York City that would be interested in live streaming. I can ask Aaron to put up their channel to help them get the minimum 50 subscribers to go ahead and live stream. Or I could shoot Natalie an email. But New York City, 46th Street, while I was covering them on my birthday, which just happened to be leap year, they called the police on me, but only a public safety officer responded to that call. But they totally lied. The public safety officer told me the church called and said that someone was panhandling in front of their building, which was not only an untruth, it was just a blatant lie. I was not panhandling in front of the West 46th Street building. I can imagine I'll be getting more of the same at the 125th Street building, which is in Harlem, uptown, right down the street from the Apollo Theater. I'm really surprised that they have a building in Harlem, but they have enough people because I got off the train and I walked down to the center, and I didn't upload that video, but after I finish editing it, I will share that video with you from the 125th Street building. But it takes more than one person to cover all of New York City's Scientology buildings. There's 3 and there's only 2 of us, and I haven't seen Steve post anything as of late. Or I would tell you just to go to his channel and check out what he found. But he did do an interesting interview, because everyone who I asked to interview at New York City's location, they respectfully declined. They wouldn't answer any of my questions, which really didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me at all. Um, I was getting Danny Masterson. How big was, how big your blunt was? I wish that was my problem. But no, back in 2020, I suffered a stroke and a heart attack and 9 pulmonary embolisms and about 9 more, what do you call those things? Good grief. You would think that I'm actually smoking a blunt. But I'm not. After my stroke, they told me that I would never even speak again. So, I'm blessed and fortunate to be able to speak. But I don't plan to speak that often in my live streams. I plan on letting the Scientology buildings do all the talking, like in the videos that I intend on uploading. Hopefully later on by today, I'm editing them on my computer. I'm new to the game, so it just takes me a little longer than, say, Aaron or Natalie or most other people. But I was put in charge of New York City, and I'm just merely asking for help in covering New York City. Hey, Robert Aston. I'm just chilling like a villain. Asking for help in covering New York City. New York is the largest city in our country, and we should have proper coverage. Right now, there's only 2 of us, and to cover West 46th Street, to cover 125th Street, and the Celebrity Center. And the Celebrity Center requires more than 2 people. Robert, I have a question from Robert Aston. Why don't you sign up for Social Security? I'm already on Social Security. After I had my stroke, I had no choice but to give up my psychology practice and go on Social Security because I couldn't even talk after I had my stroke and heart attack and pulmonary embolisms and seizures. That's what I was thinking of. I had 9 seizures. The first seizure rendered me unconscious for 3 days. So I had my lawyer apply for Social Security for me, and I was forced to go on Social Security. You had a stroke the other day and you're barely starting to talk again. Is that the truth, Mr. Aston? It sounds sort of, but I'm not questioning you. If you had a stroke, I feel for you because I've been there and it's not a fun place. That or a heart attack. But at this point, I'm 56. I guess you expect to have health problems the older that we get. But other than smoking cigarettes, which I shouldn't be doing, and I vowed that once these cigarettes are gone that I currently have, I would not smoke anymore because it's only doing me harm. Oh, you're only 37 and had a stroke? Oh my goodness, I feel bad for you, bro. Well, you hang in there and go to your speech therapy class and get well. Get well, brother. I feel for you. Like Chaka Khan sings, I feel for you. Gosh, 37 years old and had a stroke. At least I was in my 50s. You have 30 minutes left until you go to speech therapy. Okay. Well, make it a good speech therapy session. I send you only good vibes and positive vibes. I want you to excel in speech therapy. I want you to do well. If you are a smoker, I would urge you not to restart that bad habit. The first thing that I did when I got out of the hospital for 2 weeks is went and bought a pack of cigarettes after I told the cardiologist at the hospital after my angiogram that I wouldn't go back to smoking cigarettes, and the desire was so strong. But I have to think about it. I stopped for 2 years. Then when my stress level got to be through the roof, I went out and bought a few packs, figuring a couple packs wouldn't hurt me. Then a couple packs led to a couple more packs. Then that led to a carton. And in New York City, cigarettes are $25 a pack. That's good for you, Mr. Aston. 3 years off cigarettes. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna stop again this week. I I really don't fancy having another stroke or heart attack. So my only option is to stop smoking cigarettes. Excuse me, but Voltage is my morning coffee. But I really enjoy talking to you all. What else do you do to recover from your stroke, Mr. Aston? While I wait for Mr. Aston to respond to that question, I'll say on my birthday, leap year, I had the best time covering the West 46th Street Scientology Center. I had an awesome time. The fact that they called the police on me didn't do me any harm whatsoever. I guess it was their right to call the police on me. But I guess they don't care or understand that they took my friend away from me. Douglas, aka Dougie Fresh. We've been friends since 1981, and the fact that he became a Scientologist at the invitation of Tom Cruise makes me feel bad that he just dropped all his friends. Yeah, I think that's not cool at all. I think it's rather tacky. But if you see a slight droop in my face on the right side, those are the after effects of my stroke. It looks like my eye is shut, but it's not really shut. I can see out of it. But I'm just lucky, and I'm not lucky, I'm blessed to be alive. I believe in God, not Xenu. And I believe that He is all-knowing, all-seeing, and almighty. So He has the power to heal. And slowly but surely, He's healing me. It's costing a fortune, but He's still healing me. So, anything else on your minds? I'm just reading down to see if I didn't catch anything in the chat. But I guess most people don't really want to hear about illness. They want to hear about Scientology, which I'm more than willing to talk about. If anyone has any questions, I urge you to ask me a question or two, and let's have a chat. Let's have a proper chat. Is there one that would ask a question? Boy, when I go to Aaron's chats, he has so many people asking him questions. But I'm not no Aaron. I don't proclaim to be an Aaron. He just was kind enough to get me started and get me involved in covering the New York City area, which I would like to do, but I need help. So this is my telethon to ask for help for those of you that live in the New York City area. Are there one or two that live in the New York City tri-state area that would be interested in becoming a Squirrel Squad member? If so, or you know of someone that you could share this with, hi, Ask Alice. Good morning to you too. How are you? How is your day going thus far? I hope it's going well. I thank you for coming by the chat. It's really a pleasure having you here. Oh, goodness. When I was flying back from Los Angeles, I took Alaska Airlines, and I had a connection in Seattle. It was the longest connection in the world. I was at SeaTac for about 5 hours, and I was like, damn, I would never do this again. If I can't fly directly from New York to LA, I just won't go again. I try and support all the squirrels. Why, thank you, Alice. Your support means a lot to all of us, and I can speak for everyone. I've had the pleasure of meeting the Hollywood squirrels, the New York. There's only 2 New York squirrels so far. I'm trying to grow our ranks because 2 people covering New York City really isn't enough. There's the West 46th Street building. There's the 125th Street building. and there's the Celebrity Center on 82nd Street, I believe. I try to watch them all. 2 points in TV. Good for you, Alice. We really appreciate your support. You are such a lovely person. You made my day already by stopping by the chat, and I thank you. Your support means everything to me, because it's not easy being a squirrel, to be truthful. Yeah, I had the chance of meeting Aaron in Hollywood the day that he got arrested, but he was so kind to me. Aaron is my hero. Thank you, Alice, and I'm proud of you as well for being such a staunch supporter of us squirrels. We just want to do a good job for you all. But thank you for stopping by. But what I was saying about Aaron, Aaron and I talked in Hollywood, and I had a chance to meet the Hollywood squirrels. They're who I fashioned myself. Yes, I was right in place at the right time on that hard day. I was right beside Aaron. I was, when he was arrested, he literally gave his camera and gimbal to me to cover him signing his citizen's arrest papers against the man who attacked him. And after that, the corrupt police in LA, they said that if he presses charges against the man who punched them in the head, knocked his gimbal and his phone out of his hand, kicked his camera, and then tried to have his dog bite Aaron, how was Aaron at fault? He wasn't. I was there. I saw it. And Aaron had no fault in this. Aaron is an absolute gentleman and a hero. He said, yeah, if you arrest me, then want to arrest me, then go ahead and arrest me. He showed no fear at all. And I asked him, and if you watch, what's her name? There's a video called The Receipts by, gosh, I can't remember her name at the moment. Yeah, Patrick Perry is the offender's name, but there is Liz Gale was there. she was right beside us videotaping until the cops formed a circular condition. But there's one good video that sums it all up, and it's called The Receipts by I don't remember the lady's name, but if you it's not by Liz Gale, it's by the British woman. What's her name? And it's really good. Gosh, I don't have my laptop in front of me to find out what her name is. But Kelly Copter, right? The Receipts. And you will see me at the very end of the video, after my friend Zach finished his piece. You'll see the cops lay their hand on my shoulder, telling me to get off the public sidewalk because they got in riot formation. And yes, take a look at that video again, and you'll see me. You won't see Surge because I gave Aaron's equipment to Surge. So I could follow them down to the police station. But watch the receipts and you'll see the cops put their hands on me. They put their hands on me twice. Once they pushed me out of the way, which I have to get in touch with Kelly Copter to get video evidence, and I have a lawyer myself to sue them for pushing me off the sidewalk. And I had my cane with me. I wasn't a threat to anyone, and the police had no right to push me off the sidewalk. I just was trying to help Aaron. And I'd like to sue them myself for pushing me off the sidewalk. And Kelly Copter's the receipts, you'll see them just gently laying their hands on my shoulders. But I know someone caught when they physically moved everyone off the sidewalk or pushed us off the sidewalk. And it was a horrible day, and I am so upset to hear, I was so upset to hear when Aaron got out of that holding center or jail that he was chained in the bathroom, chained to a metal chair or a table. It was really horrible. The only good thing about that day for me was getting a chance to finally meet my hero, Aaron. And I'm 56 years old, and I admire this young man for all that he's achieved in life. I admire Aaron for what he's doing against Scientology. I admire Aaron for so many different things. He was so kind to me. Um, uh, I keep his phone number in my phone to call him on advice because he recommended that I throw up some content every day until I get situated the way that I want to get situated. And right now, this is about as good as it gets, except when I'm out covering my lives. And I have one live that's about an hour and 13 minutes where you'll see me engage with the public safety officer for Times Square. And they accuse me of panhandling in front of the Scientology building, which was a blatant lie. I wasn't panhandling in front of the Scientology building. But the public safety officer said the church called and said that I was panhandling in front of the Scientology building. So they had no choice but to respond to the call. But fortunately, I had my press pass around my neck, and the officer was pretty understanding. He understood that I was not really there panhandling. I told him I was there just videotaping. So, are you still with me, Alice? Oh, you were a witness to them doing... I had a cane on me, and unlike Patrick Perry, I need my cane in order to walk. But I don't believe that Patrick Perry really needs a cane. He swung it at Aaron, and that was horrible. That was just a horrible day. Well, you probably heard, if you were watching Aaron's feed, you were probably listening to us talk. Aaron was kind enough to talk to me for at least 2 hours, because I wouldn't, when I finally got a chance to meet him, I said, I'm going to make this into a friendship. And I became friends with Aaron that day. I went down to the police station with everyone, and I heard that gentleman give the speech in front of the police station, the Hollywood division, and it was... Oh, you were watching the live from the airport to the SCN building. Oh, cool, Alice. thank you for watching. Everyone was videotaping that day, so there's so many angles. And there's so much video evidence. I myself would like to sue the LAPD for unnecessarily putting their hands on me, for pushing a disabled man. Patrick Perry walks like he doesn't even need a cane. And when he picked his cane up to swing it at Aaron, that was just proof that he's a fugazi, as the Italians put it. A fraud. He doesn't need his cane to walk, and he uses his pet as his weapon. If you'll watch a video from December, I forget what day in December, but it was in the latter part of the month, when he actually had his dog bite one of the Squirrel Squad, and it put holes in his jacket. If he did not have 2 jackets on, that dog would have bit into his flesh. And is Patrick Perry being held liable for his wrongdoing? Of course not. They would never, the corrupt LAPD would never hold Patrick Perry responsible. And the fact that they only charged him with a misdemeanor, I think it's disgusting. They'll probably let him off with a warning, because there is no police squad as corrupt as the LAPD. Alice, do you know the name of that gentleman who knows the law to the T, that always asks the cops to read them their badge number? This is sacred space for those who want to remember. I hear that in there. There's something waiting. Maybe come in and talk to was arrested in jail due to PP, and said that Patrick Perry did not use it. Really? That is amazingly interesting to know. I don't believe that he needs that cane either. He uses it as a weapon because it's a metal cane, and the way that he swung it, I mean, his punch to Aaron's head, if Aaron wasn't such a big man, I mean, I'm 5'10", 185 pounds, but I'm just a small person compared to Aaron. If Aaron wasn't so big and tall, that punch could have really hurt Aaron, and it did hurt Aaron. Scientology audit, that's right. Man, I enjoy watching his lives because he has those police hopping at his attention. He asks their badge numbers and they read it off one by one. He asked the questions that needs to be asked, and I am one of his biggest fans. Scientology audit, that's right. Thank you, Alice. Thank you for being here. I wouldn't be surprised if Scientology has one of their spies here now, because once you become a player in this game, they start spreading lies about you. Like they do Aaron, like they did on Twitter. Let's see, he has zero fear. I continue to learn so much from him. As do I. I absolutely love Aaron's work. I think he's an admirable man. He is so cool. I wish I could articulate the words needed to express my admiration for this man. Aaron Smith Levin is an absolute king. He's the king of anti-Scientology. That's what I say Aaron is, the king of anti-Scientology. And they run scared from Aaron. And I say, good for you, Aaron. Make them run. Make them scared of you. But I also continue to learn so much from Aaron. On his one video where he had that ex-con on his program, and he explained how the California prison system works, and he was explaining that Danny is an SO, or sexual offender, and what he's going to be in for in prison. That was a very interesting maybe it was live. As Aaron said, he's David Miscavige. Yeah, he really is David Miscavige's worst nightmare. Without a doubt, Aaron Levin Smith is David Miscavige's worst nightmare. Aaron, on a daily basis, provides us with much needed information, information that we can trust, information that we need, and Aaron shows no fear in sharing that information with us all. Aaron is an absolute dynamic personality, as are you. Hi, Hanny Lee. How are you? It's Alice and I talking, but you're welcome to join our discussion. Alice, I'd like her to watch a video called The Receipts, because at the end you'll see me not knowing where to go because the cops were pushing us off Hollywood Boulevard sidewalk, which is a public sidewalk. They got in riot stance because they thought that we peaceful protesters were gonna riot when they arrested Aaron. We were there to support Aaron or anyone else being arrested, and what Aaron has done for people like DOA, when he spent 5 days in jail, what he did for all the other people by making the announcements that the charges were dropped. There wasn't much that anyone could really say, but good job, Aaron. Aaron did an excellent job, and I consider him my Scientology mentor. He was kind enough to help me get my channel started. He put me in charge of the New York City branches, and all I need is help because all we have right now are just 2 squirrels covering all of New York City, and it's millions upon millions of people, and that simply is not enough. I need help, and I'm here hoping that people will watch a replay of this and email me at DrBreggieP 5 at gmail.com. That's DrReggie5 at gmail.com. I urge anyone from the New York City metropolitan area to drop me an email, and we'll coordinate, and we'll give time slots for each one of us to cover the 3 main buildings in New York City, which are located on West 46th Street in Midtown, 125th Street up in Harlem, and the Celebrity Center, which I believe is on 82nd Street. So that's where we're at this moment in time. Hopefully Aaron and others will help you get some backup. I pray that's the case, Hanny Lee. I desperately need some help. And Aaron has the power to get me the help that I need. So, I'm not worried about it. I have total confidence in Aaron. He has, for about 2 years, had my vote of confidence. Let me just read Ask Alice's. You may be interested in this young man who actually went in and watched the video at one of the New York cities. I will find the link and post it here when I find it. Thank you, Alice and Hanny Lee. I can just call Aaron on the phone and ask him any question, because going to the chat might be a little too hectic or too difficult to get in contact with him. But I have Aaron's personal cell phone number. When he was arrested, I was the person that he gave his equipment to. That's not how I got his number, but yes, he gave me his equipment. So I'm glad that he trusted me enough to hand me over his equipment, but he knew I wouldn't do anything with it, but give it back to him and follow the group as the police hauled him off to the Hollywood police station and abuse him for 4 hours by chaining his hands in back of him in the bathroom and to a metal chair, and it's just absolutely awful how they treated Aaron. But I will reach out to Aaron Hanny Lee. I think after I end this live, I'll give Aaron a call and tell him that I desperately need help.
It's on a child channel again.
All I did was turn it on. Excuse me. I'm live right now. Excuse me, people. I just had to turn this TV off. I will reach out to Aaron. Let's see. You may be interested in this young man who actually went in and watched the video at one of the New York orgs. I will find the link and post it here when I find it. Thank you so much, Ask Alice. I definitely appreciate that. And, yeah, I have the privilege of being able to call Aaron directly. So that's a privilege that I have. And what a privilege that is, being able to call Aaron Smith Levin. I consider myself blessed to be able to reach out to him. Just by dialing his telephone number. Because it's a little difficult to get in touch with him via his chats, because they move so fast and he always has thousands of people in his chats. But I think I'm repeating myself. But my first live from West 46th Street, I think, went well in spite of the fact of them calling the police, because I was committing no crimes. I just was coming at them from the point of view where I wanted to know more about Scientology. That's the way I played my card that day, as not to be accused of trespassing. I do have a press pass, and I have an extra one for someone who can help me. So we will be protected, and I'll work on getting more press passes for the additional people who come to help us out in New York City. I look forward to adding more people to New York City. I'm the main person to get in touch with who is covering New York City, and I'd like at least 12-hour a day coverage of both buildings on West 46th Street and on 125th Street. That's my goal, is to get 12-hour per day coverage of these two organizations of this cult. But that's where I'm at right now. Do you have anything that you'd like to add, Ask Alice? Anything you say seems more than appropriate. He saw and spoke of the small robot children he encountered. I'm going to find that video. I am so eager to see that video. When you find it, by all means, send me the link. You could even email it to me. But I'm very interested in seeing that link. I plan on going back out to Hollywood to give the guys out there a hand, while I plan on providing 12-hour a day coverage of all three New York City buildings. The Celebrity Center, Scientology, Harlem, 125th Street, and the West 46th Street building. 12-hour a day coverage is my goal and my mission. And I was left from my stroke and my heart attack, so I could achieve my goals. I believe God spared my life so I do have a purpose here, and thank you, Alice. Just in case you didn't get my email, it's DrBreggiePie 5 at gmail.com. Okay, thank you, Alice. I'm waiting now. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. No, I'm just kidding. Take your time, Alice. You seem like an awfully knowledgeable person, both you and Hanny Lee. Two very interesting people, and I thank you for being in my chat. As you'll probably notice, it's nothing like Aaron's chat. But the numbers will grow in the replay. They can see that you two were very kind to me, and I greatly appreciate you both for your kindness and your assistance in helping me find help covering the New York City orgs. Oh, thank you, Alice. You found it. Well, it'll come right up in my email, and however else you decide to get it to me. Excuse me 1 second. Excuse me 1 second. I hope I do grow in my protest, Hanny Lee. That is my ultimate goal, is to grow in my protest, because one person can't cover all of New York City by themselves. I need help desperately, and I need it soon. Excuse me, I just need to mute for as some private information is being disseminated. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. Wildlife 100, the cause. please state your email again. Let me do it slowly. R as in Robert, or no, it's D as in David, R as in Robert, R as in Robert, E as in Echo, G as George, G as in George, I as in India, E as in Edward, the number 5 at gmail.com. Was that slow enough? I hope it was. Thank you so much, Alice. I really heart you. I don't know how to put up hearts for you and Hanny Lee, but if I knew how to do it, I certainly would. I think I'm using the same software that Aaron uses. I'd have to give him a call and ask him how to properly do it, because I'm working on a home studio as we speak, and I want my lives to be as professional as possible. And I have some interesting interviews that I conducted with some current cult members that seemed surprised when I told them that they're members of an actual cult. I would only imagine after I put up those videos that they're gonna get a lot of views. I so far had one video that got 5,000 something views, which is a lot for me, but I'm just starting out. Aaron is so trustworthy. He posted my channel's information, and I immediately got almost 500 subscribers, and I'm looking for an app so I can follow everyone back. But the ones that I find, you have to be a rocket scientist to work them. But I intend to follow everyone back who followed me. I appreciate the fact that I'm allowed to live stream. What I'd like to do is make a trip out to Chicago and help that one lady who is also by herself protest. She was out in Chicago. I saw her videos, and she was protesting the Chicago building. And was she in Chicago or Denver? I think it was Denver. Right where South Park, I think, did their Scientology cartoon that Aaron featured on his channel, and it was hilarious. I remembered watching that when Tom Cruise and John Travolta went in the closet with R. Kelly and they wouldn't come out of the closet. It was hilarious. Yes, I'm talking about Shannon in Chicago. I feel bad that she's there alone like myself. So I wanted to make a day where I fly out to Chicago and help her out. When you help other people out, they tend to help you. And I really would like to go to Chicago and help Shannon out because she also deserves help in her exposing of that cult. She did an excellent job for her first live. I commend her for being a true squirrel. Okay. And with Natalie, life after a cult, she is planning a road trip soon to Chicago. Oh, I'd like to meet Natalie as well. Maybe I should make my trip when Natalie makes her trip. You are just absolutely full of the information, Ask Alice. You are so dynamically full of information. I thank you for sharing that information with me. I'm almost honored by your presence. I am honored by your presence here. Plus, you make me feel good by you being here. Yes, I've seen you before. That's why I was so happy to see you in my morning live. I've seen you in other lives, and you support the squirrels. And I appreciate you for doing that. But you'll notice on the official list that there's only 2 of us in New York, and Steve, he hasn't posted anything new in a while. I've reached out to him, but I wanted to treat him to dinner or lunch on my birthday, but he didn't have time, unfortunately, because I wanted to coordinate times that we cover each building, because we'll have to make do until we get the help that we need. And we'll have to make the best of it until we get the help that we need. I thank you, Alice, for speaking today. You were full of the knowledge, and I thank you for speaking in my live. I only imagine that Aaron knows of your presence in his chats. And I know that he has to appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here and reminding me of the kind British woman who was a member since birth, who edited a piece called The Receipts that documented from beginning to end Aaron's arrest. And at the end of that video, and you'll even see me in Aaron's video, because I gave Aaron's camera to Serge, and you'll see the cops pushing me out of the way. I had an attorney from California approach me about possibly bringing up my own lawsuit, pushing a disabled man off the public sidewalk. That within itself is pretty much illegal, because I was breaking no laws. I wasn't rioting like they were in their riot stance, and they had no right pushing me off Hollywood Boulevard into the street, mind you. And Ask Alice, I urge you to look for a video called The Receipts by Kelly Copter. It's really good. I think it's the best video that's out there thus far. But I thank you for being here. I'm going to talk for maybe 10 or 15 minutes more. Then I'm going to go eat my breakfast and get my day started. I would like to cover the 125th Street building and find out what they're all about, because I'm wondering what their racial dynamic is. Are they mainly African American? Are they mainly Caucasian? Are they mainly Hispanic? It really interests me to know who their dynamic is. Okay, Alice. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hugs to you. Hugs and kisses to you. Thank you. I appreciate you for stopping by. Bye for now. Oh, okay. Well, I would like to continue my talk on the day that, did you say there's a yes, there's a Scientology building in Harlem on 125th Street, and the current Secretary of State of the State of New York actually spoke to them back in 2016 before he became Secretary of State of the State of New York. And I'd like to ask him, what was he doing speaking to a cult? The governor appointed him Secretary of the State of New York, and he's speaking to a cult up in Harlem. Absolutely. His name is Rodriguez. I forget his first name, but if you look on Scientology Harlem's page, you'll find his information, and you'll find that he actually spoke at the Harlem branch. But it still blows my mind because Harlem, in all my 56 years of living, has been predominantly African American until maybe the past 20 years. Other races have been buying properties, fixing them up, and moving into them, and living quite nicely, might I add. They've taken the danger out of living in Harlem. So I can thank them for that. But Scientology going there, I wonder who their main, who they'd like to get to become members, and who are their current members, because these questions need to be asked. And I have a few interviews that I conducted at a Scientology retreat that I went to upstate New York this past weekend, and I did some interesting interviews. Some people, when I let them know that they're the members of a cult, they seem rather surprised. Where are you from, if I may ask, Tim? Well, it's okay if you don't want to answer. Oh, North Carolina, but from New York. Yes, there's one on West 46th Street. As you know, that's in Midtown. There's a celebrity center on 80 West. Yes. Yes. Excuse me. What I was saying is they have an a building on West 46th Street, a celebrity center. I believe it's on 82nd Street, and then they have the 125th Street building, which I am so interested in covering. I will go there sometime this week, but I will give you a warning before I go there. But it interests me, their racial information. What races mainly make up the Harlem building? Is it mainly African American? Because it seems to me that African Americans know about cults, and it just blows my mind that so many people could be fooled by this cult, that they would join. But they are in Harlem, and I plan on covering them and getting some more interviews with some people going in and out of the building, like my partner Steve did at West 46th Street. He actually got someone to talk to him on camera. I wasn't so fortunate. I got the police called on me, but they were all lies. But I'm going to end this live now. I will be back later, possibly from 125th Street. But I thank you all for coming. Just wanted to get a chandelier in the picture to see if it makes it look nicer. It doesn't. But continue to watch Aaron. His broadcasts are absolutely the best. Continue watching Natalie. They are both awesome. And I must go right now, but I thank you for stopping by. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this. And as Aaron says, something to the effect of, what a wonderful day it is not to be a member of a cult. I concur, Mr. Levin. Bye-bye for now. If I can press the right button to end it. Yes, New York City.